get you to introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name is Hanah McFarlane, and I am a graduate of Trent University.
What did you graduate from?
I graduated in anthropology, and I also did linguistics, Indigenous studies, and Canadian studies while I was here.
What have you been doing since you graduated?
I started doing research in the psych department, doing a research project in Northern Ontario, in about 12 reserves across Northern Ontario. And then since then I worked for a food co-op and for an NGO in downtown Peterborough, doing youth empowerment work mostly.
Is this your first time at the Elders Gathering?
No, I've been coming to the Elders Gathering for many years.
Yeah. So it's probably like
how many times?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like when I was younger, my mom used to bring me as well, so I've probably gone like maybe, I don't know. How many years has it been running?
Over 20.
20, so I've probably been to like maybe like 8 or so.
Yeah. Oh, great. Have you had a lot of like interaction with a lot of the information that's expressed at the Elders Gathering?
Interaction?
Like Indigenous knowledge and like traditional ecological knowledge?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, through the conference, but also through the courses that I've taken at Trent.
Yeah. Like, can you elaborate?
Sure, yeah. Well, I took Living and Learning on the Land, and so that was an intensive 10-day course, all about, it was on the land, and so it was land-based knowledge through, it was very interactive, and we were learning while we were outside. I also took another course that was also on the land with Nicole Bell, an education course, which was really amazing. We would commute to class every day, and so that was just kind of a way to really ground ourselves every morning before we started learning. It was really amazing course, yeah.
So, like, how do you think that having, like, attaining this Indigenous knowledge has, like, molded your perspective on it? Do you find that at all?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say for sure. I mean, it's hard to kind of pinpoint everything, but I feel like my dad grew up in Northern Ontario, and so I feel like his values were probably very much influenced by his surroundings and by the communities that he was living in, and so, and then my mom, she studied Native Studies at Trent when she was finishing up her undergrad, and so both of them, I think, raised me with a more holistic understanding of the land that we were living on than I think a lot of my classmates would have had. And so, like, they put me in Anishinaabe classes when I was in elementary school, and I studied with Merritt Taylor for like about 5 years, and so I feel like I really got I feel like I understood the land that I was living on a lot more. And I think that should be how it is for all students, but I was fortunate to have that experience.
Like you had a connection with the land?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's the most significant thing I'd say that I've learned from my Anishinaabe classes and my Indigenous Studies classes here at Trent is just a great respect for the earth under our feet, and just understanding the context in which humans interact with the land, and how important that relationship is, and how much we need to value and respect that relationship. And so I don't think that that's taught in all cultures, I guess. Like, I don't think that's a North American value system, unfortunately, and I think that's why we're in a place where we are right now. Like, all of these, like climate change and all of the the emergencies that we all feel every day and we hear about every day, and I think that's because of a lack of that understanding. And so because I feel like I was fortunate to understand the world that way, it doesn't make sense to me that people would abuse the earth the way that we are. So I think that, like, honestly, I think that this whole 8th fire, like, is such an important and, like, amazing opportunity for everyone to learn from Indigenous people and to be able to learn that system of values of respect and of caring. And I think that, like, if everyone grew up that way, and if our children grew up that way, and we really infuse that kind of respect into them, I don't think that we're going to have the same kinds of issues that we have now, or at least we're going to start to repair some of the damage that we've done. So I definitely plan to expose my children to that just, appreciation for the earth. I hope that, through reforms in education and through this 8th fire, I feel like it's definitely a time. I feel like Indigenous knowledge is, like, over the time that I've been studying Anishinaabe and just been in this area, like I moved here about 15 years ago or so, and in that time I've definitely felt like there's been a shift, and I've seen it in this community, and there's been, people are really looking to the Indigenous Studies Department at Trent in particular, like it's this place where all of a sudden, like, people are looking here and seeing what amazing stuff is happening in this community and what amazing teachers we have and the elders that we have in this community. Like, it's just this powerhouse right now, and I think it's really being recognized that way. It always was by some people, but I feel like it's becoming more widespread, and people are starting to understand the importance for learning from Indigenous people, because we can't keep going the way that we are, and those were never teachings. As far as I've gathered, is like that's never been the way that we're supposed to be, and so people are starting to recognize that.
Do you think that the Elders Conference is kind of like a modality?
Definitely.
Understanding that?
Yes, because I think that a lot of people, like for me, I feel fortunate that because I study here, I already have a connection to this school and to this department, and I feel warmly welcomed whenever I come through the halls, because I see people I know, and professors are so warm, and the elders that are around, like they recognize you and they remember you from the relationships you've developed, but not everyone in Peterborough or in this southern Ontario region has that that connection to this institution, and so that's the strength that the Elders Conference has, is it welcomes in the whole community to come and to share in these teachings, and that's kind of their in to this really amazing, profound kind of pocket. So I think that's a really good way of disseminating knowledge, because people feel welcomed here. It might be they might only come once a year to Trent, or maybe twice a year. They might come to a symposium or something, but those are kind of their only access to Indigenous knowledge, unless they have another way. That could be their once a year they take these teachings, and every year they have a few more teachings that may shape their life, and hopefully that will expand. Maybe they'll talk to some people that they know, and that will expand through this conference.
Kind of back to what you said about the fire, that symbolizes like a time for a relationship between Native and non-Native people in Canada. Do you think that that's like come about quite quickly, like more in an urgent way than before? Now, like what signifies that for you?
Like what made me feel like that's happening more quickly?
Yeah.
Well, I've seen it happening slowly. Like I think it's been very slow up until more recently, but I think that just the fact that there's so many things, like every single day there's something that you read about in the news that it's some disaster is happening right to the earth somewhere. And I don't know if it's just that we haven't been, like, the access to knowledge right now is so intense that we can know what's going on around the world, or if it's just that it's happening more frequently. I haven't quite figured that out, but either way, we're much more aware of what's happening in the world, and so I think that people are just looking for a way, like a solution, basically, like what are we going to do? We can't keep going the way that we're going. I think most people recognize that, and those who don't are just being ignorant and blissful, right? Or just pretending, well, it's not. They can just deny it because it's easier than accepting responsibility. And so I think that the 8th fire, this idea of building partnerships with each other and learning from each other, is just kind of, there's hope in that. Like, that's the, and when there's no hope, like, you need to find the places where there are hope, and you need to build in that direction.
You need to build relationships.
Yeah. Because it's only through the relationships that anything's going to change, right? Like, even if every single Indigenous person in the entire world, learned the values and were able to practice those values that they're learning, unless everyone else around them is able to learn that as well, the world is still doomed, right? And so it's through that relationship that the earth is going to be able to be, that we'll be able to start healing the damage that we've done and start to develop that relationship with the earth that's necessary to be able to sustain it. And for at least for humans to be able to sustain themselves, I guess that's really what it is.
Do you have anything else that you'd like to share?
No, but I'm really excited about this project that you guys are doing. I think it's really amazing, and this is another piece of knowledge that people are going to be able to get in this big sea of knowledge. Like, hopefully this is one of the positive pieces that people are going to be able to look to and to start to build that bridge. And I'm really excited for the work that you're doing, and that it continues even long after this course is over.
Yeah. We hope.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hanah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.